He wore white robes, lived in palaces, and preached humility. But behind the gilded doors of the Vatican, a deeper story was unfolding. While the world saw a spiritual leader, insiders knew of the world's most secretive billionaire. That's the Pope. He's gone. But most question many people ask is about his wealth, how he spent his Vatican life and fortunes. Like and subscribe to this channel before we dive into the Pope's secret life you haven't know or heard of. The Pope, a symbol of faith, humility, and divine service. But what if we told you that behind those sacred walls lies one of the world's most mysterious fortunes? From hidden real estate empires to billion-dollar bank accounts and golden thrones, this is the story they never wanted you to hear. Today, we pull back the velvet curtain to reveal how the Pope, the head of the Catholic Church, has secretly spent billions during his lifetime. Not just in the name of God, but sometimes in the name of power. The Pope doesn't earn a salary, at least not publicly. He vows poverty. He lives for the people. But the institution he leads, the Vatican, is a global financial empire. With over 1.3 billion followers, the Catholic Church owns more land than any government besides the US and China. From New York skyscrapers to sprawling Italian vineyards, many of these are under Vatican control. So where does the Pope fit into all this? While the papal office claims humility, it has access to untold wealth, private accounts, artworks worth billions, and a centuries-old web of banking, diplomacy, and influence. One Vatican Bank, the secret vault. Enter the Vatican Bank, officially known as the Institute for the Works of Religion. It operates like a private offshore bank, but with divine protection. Established during World War II, this bank has been linked to money laundering, mafia ties, and untraceable funds. And every pope has had access to its full powers. Pope John Paul II reportedly moved money through secret accounts to fund anti-communist resistance in Eastern Europe. Pope Benedict XVI faced scandal when it was revealed that millions had been shuffled between shadow accounts under his watch. And Pope Francis? He's called for reform, but he's also signed off on luxury real estate deals in London, worth hundreds of millions under Vatican funds. 2. Pope Global Travel. The Pope is one of the most traveled religious leaders in the world. His journeys, known as apostolic journeys, serve a powerful spiritual and diplomatic purpose. These visits are not just ceremonial, they are strategic missions aimed at spreading messages of peace, solidarity, and hope. Papal travel is deeply rooted in the Catholic Church's mission of evangelization and compassion. The Pope travels frequently to connect with Catholics worldwide, especially those living in countries experiencing poverty, war, oppression, or religious persecution. These visits provide a vital morale boost to local communities, reinforcing their faith and letting them know they are not forgotten by the global church. Each journey is carefully planned and tightly scheduled, often packed with masses attended by thousands or even millions, interfaith dialogues, visits to hospitals, refugee camps, and private meetings with heads of state or local religious leaders. Despite the rigorous pace, the Pope ensures that there is always time for direct interaction with the faithful, whether it's blessing children, greeting crowds, or offering comfort to those suffering. For example, Pope Francis has visited countries like Iraq, South Sudan, and the Central African Republic, places where few world leaders dare to go, to stand in solidarity with people facing hardship. His presence in such areas is not only symbolic, but often sparks international attention and dialogue around important social and humanitarian issues. These global trips underscore the Pope's role not just as a spiritual leader, but also as a moral diplomat, bridging cultures, faiths, and nations through messages of unity, mercy, and peace. 3. The hidden luxuries of the Holy Father. Despite vows of poverty, popes have lived lives steeped in royal luxury. The Apostolic Palace, where popes reside, is a fortress of marble halls, gold ceilings, and artwork by Michelangelo and Raphael. The papal wardrobe includes the red papal shoes, custom-made from fine Italian leather, the fisherman's ring, crafted in gold and destroyed upon the Pope's death, robes woven with real gold thread, valued at tens of thousands, residence. Pope Francis, for example, chose to live in the Vatican guest house, Casa Santa Marta, instead of the luxurious Apostolic Palace. Clothing. He wears traditional white papal garments but avoids lavish embellishments. Past popes have ridden in custom-built Mercedes-Benz Pope-mobiles, worn Rolex watches, and been gifted items like diamond-encrusted crucifixes and Fabergé eggs. 4. Real estate and investments, God's global portfolio. The Vatican owns over 5,000 properties in Italy alone. Luxury apartments in Paris and London, entire blocks in downtown Manhattan. In fact, a 2021 investigation revealed that the Vatican held real estate assets valued over $4 billion, not including priceless cathedrals or religious buildings. One such deal involved a luxury building in London's Chelsea district, purchased using funds donated for the poor. Yes, you heard that right. 5. Art treasures beyond imagination. Imagine owning original works by Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Caravaggio, and Raphael, all in one place. The Vatican museums hold art so valuable, no price can define it. These pieces aren't just for public display. There are secret archives and private chambers where the Pope alone determines access. The Sistine Chapel ceiling? That alone is worth hundreds of millions. The Vatican Library contains ancient manuscripts and forbidden texts dating back to the 1st century. Together, the Church's art collection may be the most valuable on earth. 6. Donations, indulgences, and modern wealth. Where does this money come from? A mix of tithes from 1.3 billion Catholics donations, sometimes in the billions, investments, including tech and energy companies, and yes, historical practices like selling indulgences, pardons for sin. Modern popes receive Peter's pence, an annual donation from the faithful meant to fund charity. But audits found only a small portion went to the poor. The rest? Used to fill budget gaps, and in some cases fund luxury investments. 7. Papal funerals and posthumous spending. Even in death, the Pope's spending makes headlines. Papal funerals are global spectacles, often costing tens of millions, with attendance from heads of state and royalty. The Pope is buried in multiple coffins, one of which is lead-lined. A team of historians, guards, and artisans manage the burial. And his belongings? Not passed to family, but to the Vatican, or destroyed, including the gold ring, which is ritually smashed with a silver hammer. 8. A life of symbolism or silent opulence? To many, the Pope represents peace, piety, and moral clarity. But behind centuries of ceremony lies a deeper truth. The office of the Pope controls billions in wealth with little outside oversight. So, did the Pope really live humbly? Or did he live as one of the richest men alive, just in robes instead of suits? The truth might be somewhere in between. They say the meek shall inherit the earth, but in the heart of Rome, power still wears a crown, even if it's hidden under a mitre. So now you know, even the holiest of figures walk corridors lined with gold. The question is, was it for faith or for fortune? Like, comment, and subscribe to Wild Lux, where we reveal the truth behind the world's wealthiest lives. Drop a comment and say what exactly come direct to your mind about his lifestyle, wealth, or death. Rest in peace, Pope Francis. See you in the next video.